Did you know that every time you post to a social network, your geographical location is stored in a database? We take a deeper look into that tonight.
Then, what does OSU do with all the gadgets and gizmos they don't need anymore? Reporter Hayden Wilcox shows us what we have OSU'd.
And finally, we talk with the voices behind the microphone as we find out what it means to be a radio DJ. We will have all that and more for you on tonight's edition of the Beaver News.
Good evening and welcome to your Thursday night edition of the Beaver News. I'm Emily Mowry.
And I'm Nathan Hellman. We're glad you could join us this evening.
Did you know that every time you send a tweet, a Facebook post, or an Instagram picture from your phone, that your geographic location is recorded on a public database? Social media is an integral part of our daily lives, but some wonder about the omniscient Big Brother looking over our shoulder. However, to photographers Nate Larson and Marnie Schindelman, this information collection database has become the platform for their most recent exhibit, Tweets and Photography. Larson and Schindelman's work is derived from tracking down particular tweets and going to the geolocation from whence they were sent. The two then present these tweets alongside pictures taken from that location. Last night at LaSalle Stewart Center, the two artists gave a lecture on their work and what the impact of a data-sharing society like the one we are growing into may imply.
Well, certain things were going on with Facebook and just kind of the move that we've had with social media. And I think it's interesting that they're tracking through a medium like photography this social movement, if you will.
We spoke with guest artist Marnie Schindelman on her thoughts on social media tracking.
I mean, I'm concerned at the same time as I'm really excited by all the data that's out there and the data I can find on myself and the data I can find out about others, but it's also, frightening sometimes when you see what's happened.
Have you ever sat in a class wondering what happens to all the old odds and ends that you see in the classroom? Reporter Hayden Wilcox takes us to OSU's for the answer.
It's the thrill of the hunt, the excitement behind finding new treasures. And it happens every Wednesday at the OSU's store.
We can sell anything from a ship on the ocean to a house, to a car, to a llama, horses, anything that is state-owned that needs to be dispositioned that we no longer need for OSU.
It's the ultimate case of one man's trash is another man's treasure.
I've been coming to the OSU's surplus sales for about 20 years. Actually, probably more than that, since 1990, so that's 23 years. Yeah, mostly it's just because there's unique stuff that you just don't generally find in like someone's garage sale, and that's what makes it pretty useful and pretty unique as a store goes.
And in a warehouse full of stuff, there's something for everyone.
We came for the deals and stayed for the buy one get one free chairs because we saw those out there and those were super awesome. I'm really excited about getting a new chair.
And it's really convenient and it's really cheap. So instead of going on Amazon and buying like a $15 cable, you come here and it's $2.
But the low prices aren't just what keep people coming back for more.
The atmosphere more than the scrap metal or anything else is the intercourse with other people. That's what makes it more interesting.
I might need more stuff in the future, and it's really cheap and really handy. So,
this is Hayden Wilcox for the Beaver News.
Would you like to know more about what's going on with the arts at OSU? Members of the faculty and staff club Triad met in the MU this afternoon to discuss just that. Attendees enjoyed an OSU catered lunch and then settled in for the discussion.
The reason why every culture has some sort of storytelling tradition. There's a reason why music is as ubiquitous as air. You cannot go anywhere in this world and find places where art does not exist if human beings are there or have been there. It is essential.
Marion Rossi's discussion also included information about new initiatives and partnerships at the college, including how a recent $5 million donation given anonymously is being appropriated.
Listening to the radio is something we do every day without thinking twice, but have you ever wondered who is the face behind the voice? We caught up with KBVR DJ Jessica Seuss to see why she likes to be behind the microphone.
Have you ever wondered what it takes to be a DJ for a college radio station? It's easier than you think.
I was talking with my friend John Bourgeois, and he was talking about how he wanted to become a DJ. And my aunt and uncle are actually DJs back home. They're pretty well-known DJs, so I knew I always wanted to be part of music, and my brothers were in a band, so it wasn't until my friend, though, became a DJ here that I actually knew you could become a DJ without having to really try out or anything. It's just, you know, you come in, you learn how to do it, and then if you're, you know, basic qualifications, you can do it. And it's awesome because anyone can become a DJ. So if you have a passion for music, you can become a DJ at KBVR. So if you're not open to new music, even though I play mostly oldies, I try and find new artists who incorporate surf rock aspects. Then there's no point, because the whole goal is to bring music to people. And if you're not passionate about music and finding the newest music, then you're not doing your job.
Most DJs today play music for the songs and thrills of being on air. For Jessica, being a DJ is about something else.
All my older siblings play instruments, and my brothers, a couple of my brothers were actually in a band, and that band played surf rock music, which isn't something you hear very often. My dad raised us on that stuff, and I realized it's something that a lot of people don't know about. So I thought that it'd be cool to bring that to Corvallis. So I do my show on surf rock, and I give a little bit of trivia about surf rock occasionally, so that's why I got started here.
This is Ashley Van Pelt with your Beaver News.
Just Jesse here, and you're listening to the traffic jam.
Can you imagine our Oregon coastline a full 5 feet higher than it is today? This is just one of the projections that appeared this week in a report assembled by a team of scientists working for OSU's Oregon Climate Change Research Institute. Snowmelt, wildfires, and coastal ecosystems are projected to be the areas of most significant impact in the year 2100. The comprehensive report uses a wealth of scientific information, but also references other effects. Among them are the claims that tribal communities could face changes in salmon populations and tree species distribution if projections are accurate.
Our Thursday nights wouldn't be complete without our Questions in the Quad segment. Are you involved in any clubs or organizations on campus? We talked with OSU students to see why being a part of another group is important to them.
I'm in the Air Force Reserve Officer Training Corps, and I want to be an officer in the Air Force.
I'm involved with ASOSU Senate, Ittihad Cultural Community, Muslim Student Association, and the Honors College community. And I'm involved with them because I feel a very strong sense of giving back to the community, so I help out to whatever extent I can.
I'm involved with Greek life because it's a great opportunity to get involved with things on campus and enjoy friendships and meeting new people.
And both our family members were involved in Greek life when they went to school, so it's a really good way to kind of carry on that tradition and have a connection with them that you wouldn't normally have.
I feel way better when I volunteer, because this is a human nature. When you help someone with anything back, that really give you the best feeling. So as long as I'm working in any student club, it is a voluntarily work, which makes me feel better.
I'm in the Society for Women in Engineering, and I'm the vice president for that, and I'm also in Chi Omega, which is a sorority, and I'm the recruitment chair for that. So I really like to be involved, and I just enjoy being busy.
Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight. I'm Nathan Hellman.
And I'm Emily Mowry. We're glad you could join us this evening. For more of your Beaver news, make sure to watch us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter or Instagram @Beaver News. Thanks, and have a good night.